I welcome this debate, I think it's healthy for our democracy. I think it's a sign of maturity, because probably 5 years ago, 6 years ago, we might not have been having this debate.
Welcome back to Opinion Journal. I'm Mary Kissel. Again, that was President Obama talking about the debate that we should have over the NSA's surveillance programs, to which my next guest says, the president? Where's the president? Editorial page editor Paul Gigot joins me now. So, Paul, he says we should have the debate, and then he goes and raises money for Ed Markey and many other things, except lead the debate. Why?
Well, he could do all those things. That's what this president does in particular. He spends a lot of time raising money. Okay, a lot of presidents do that, but I think he's really abandoned the field here in the last 10 days, going on 2 weeks now, since the stories about NSA surveillance broke. Hasn't been involved in shaping the debate and educating the public. And I think that's an abdication.
And you think that matters because you support these programs, correct?
Well, at least what we know of them, I sure do, yeah.
Okay. Is there any precedent for this in the Oval Office? I mean, can you have to roll back to Jimmy Carter?
Well, I mean, there are times when presidents have stepped back from debates. I mean, I think it's probably a good idea that the president not actively lead on immigration, because this bill has to be really negotiated between Republicans and Democrats. But on the NSA program, I think the danger politically is that you're going to get a libertarian view on the right breakout, and then we know we have the left-wing opposition to these programs, and they could join and squeeze out the center and restrict the programs in a way that could damage security and limit the powers of the presidency. And the president in the American system has a unique role in national security, and he has to make that case, and every president has to defend presidential powers that he inherited.
Okay, but play this out for me. How does that affect U.S. national security if you didn't have the NSA using these programs? I mean, couldn't they get warrants and wiretap, seize email accounts and things like that?
Well, you could do something like that if you can find out who to go after. The nature of this so-called data mining program, I think, is significant because it's pattern detection. You're trying to find out who you should go after in a more detailed way. If you don't have that kind of detection, then I think the danger for national security is that either you're going to really limit the number of people you can look at, or you're going to have to broaden it in such a way that you're actually more intrusive for more people than this kind of top-level pattern detection that I think the data mining represents. But in regards to Obama, I mean, he's basically letting, I guess they did roll out his chief of staff on the shows this weekend, finally making a guest appearance. They had
Dennis McDonough, yeah.
Dennis McDonough. They have, but it's been left, the debate's really been left to James Clapper, who is the DNI, Director of National Intelligence, not a very effective advocate, or Keith Alexander, who is the NSA director. He's more effective, but he's a military man. This is really a job for the president.
Okay, is this a theme that you see playing out in other areas of the administration, for example, on Syria?
I think the president has, he's the kind of, across his presidency, he has tended to announce foreign policy or military actions once and then never showed up again. I mean, in Afghanistan, he mobilized, increased the mobilization, I think, in 2009, and then basically rarely talked about Afghanistan again when he announced that he's changing his policy rather abruptly. And after 2 years last week, he let it roll out with a deputy national security advisor. President doesn't seem to want to get his fingers dirty on national security or on foreign policy, maybe because he feels it costs too much in political capital. He wants to be a domestic president. He thinks they're unpopular. But sorry, it goes with the job description.
Okay, but Paul, we got about 30 seconds left. Isn't there a role, too, for Republicans to rein in guys like Rand Paul and the libertarian right that are coming out with sometimes dangerous ideas and to pull them back to the center? I mean, it isn't all on the president, is it?
Well, no, but I don't think that, I think some of the Republicans have. I mean, you've had John McCain, you've had Lindsey Graham, you've had the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, Mike Rogers. You've had the ranking member of the Senate Intelligence Committee, Saxby Chambliss. They've all spoken up about this. But let's face it, the American system, the president has a unique role. After all, he's the one who has robustly used these programs. Why isn't he speaking up in their defense and explaining why they're significant, why they're important, why they're critical to national defense?
So the buck stops with the president. Editorial page editor Paul Gigot, thank you.